black, this is for you. Like Seth was telling me stories about when he was in a strip club and pimping days and all that shit. That's some shit that you want to listen to. At least I want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be in my room with the podcast on, cleaning, listening to Seth talking about pimping, cracking the fuck up and shit. Like,
yeah, cause he was deep in that shit.
Yeah.
No, dog.
I was a player.
I was real small fries.
In it. I was on the outside going in.
What I was doing at the time, I was real small fries. I was watching the bigger dudes that I know that was really doing it. But I could grab little 1 and 2 girls and bring them in. But it's still pimping.
Yeah.
It's still pimping. They was living with me. It was one shorty living with me and my brother at the time. Me and my brother was sharing this room on Broad Street at the time. I had this little light skin joint in there. And we was, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but, yeah, I actually did it, though. My shit ain't no bullshit. I actually did it, though.
See, B, I could never believe a bitch would listen to me.
No, it's not like that.
How could you people, go get my money?
No.
She's selling her pussy and bring me the money.
No, that's the extremes.
I didn't see that.
That's the extremes. There are people like that. That's the very extremes. But on the lower level, I would say most of the dudes that call themselves pimps are more introducers to the game. You usually have a girl, and honestly speaking, most guys' girl don't stay longer than a year, maybe 2, because they come with so much baggage already. They be runaways. They be running from other pimps.
So what about the bottom bitch?
That's what I'm saying. That's all higher echelon shit. That's all like them dudes you see that do the documentaries now. Yeah. It's a space in time when it was really, really like that, and it was also a certain level of the game. Because but on the street level, like the strip club levels here in Philly, our shit is not like that. You do have them, but it's not like that. Most of the dudes introduce the girls to the clubs.
I met a dude that was dealing with Rough Riders, and he had pimps. He was a pimp and he had O's. And his bottom bitch is the one who actually noticed me and said, "You need to manage him." So I'm chilling with them. Well, at first I never knew they was, pimping, pimpstress, or whatever you want to call them, pimping, bottom hole, whatever. I never knew that. So I'm in there chilling with them, and then the chicks come home from the club or whatever. Fucking like 9 of them bitches, like 9 or 10 of them, all just lined up, ready to get this motherfucker the money.
Well,
yo,
from my experiences, man, that's on a higher level. A lot of the dudes that I was knowing, they was really, truth be told, they was on a level like they might all live together. You dig me? The bitches come there, they all live there.
That's what they was doing.
He'll have his 1 or 2 that'll break him down on the bread or make sure that they all cool. But they usually had like unspoken understanding. They was usually all fucking or something like that. You dig what I'm saying? Or one of the girls didn't have nowhere to stay, or the 2 girls didn't have nowhere to stay. So in that life, the sex rules is bent and more open. Man, you tell each other more of the truth when it comes to fucking.
Yeah.
So a girl might come stay with you, and your shorty's a stripper. She knows she's there. If you a real nigga, you would pretty much tell your girl if you had smashed. She might not like it, but you can develop a certain respect amongst each other. Yeah. All that is missing from the game right now.
Yeah, because they did have some good camaraderie in that crib.
All that type shit is missing from the game right now.
That crib was running tight. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, it's fucking 2000, and they running a fucking pimp, dancing, selling the pussy type shit.
I'm not that old, but what I notice is streetwise right now, there's a belief that everything is mine. And it wasn't always like that. Now, I'm only turning 40 soon. But I'm telling you, the street wasn't always like that. But now, the motherfuckers in the street now got a complete mentality that everything is mine. And more like when I was a little younger, you would have your mans, your best friend, your brother. There was somebody that knew where your stash was, and knew where your burner was, know how to get in contact with your moms or your bitch, that wouldn't try to fuck your moms or your bitch. But right now, it's too many movies, too much Hollywood shit. Trying to tell a good story. They tell the very worst of the story, like the Rich Porters, where the best friends kill the best friends. Or they tell, you know what I mean, the most grimiest. But there's a lot of dudes that made it out of the game that's still in the game. They didn't serve a day in jail. They didn't have to kill nobody.
Right.
Now all the motherfuckers that really got it had to kill somebody. And not everybody got bodies on them.
Or destroy their whole neighborhood.
Real rap. Not
There's
every
a lot of 'em.
pimp. Not every pimp was beating his bitches.
Nope.
Right.
Real shit.
Not every drug dealer was beating up smokers and
Real rap. There's a lot of people.
terrorizing the neighborhood.
There's a lot of
motherfuckers
stories
was selling
like-
that shit and giving back and doing good.
There's a lot of stories like that to be told,
It's that
but
old
nobody
saying,
wants
you
to
do
tell
bad
them.
to do good.
Those characters are the character B's in the movie. They wouldn't be the main character. You
Yeah.
would create another character, but the character
They
kind of
sell
character
the
would be the
violence
second
in the
supporting
fuckers.
act. Yeah.
They don't want to sell a fucking good story. Because, but in the same way, you can't promote the, the bad shit.
Listen,
And
man.
then don't show the good shit. Or the good shit and then don't show the bad. You always got to equal it out. But people in America glorify the bad shit more than the good shit.
Yeah, they like that shit over everything.
It's crazy. And I'm not going to lie. I admit I fell into that pit for a long time.
So here we are,
I had to
people.
wake the fuck up.
You hear us going in. We done talked for a good few minutes.
We are?
We was already in the conversation, so we just kept that recording going on.
Why grind people?
Tonight we got Naughty Nuclear,
Medea.
and I mean, and is in here with us.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna catch a vibe on going, y'all. So y'all heard some of the convo again. This is just like God talk. You know, we having a little God talk session tonight. But I do have a few topics that I'm gonna bring to the table, though.
Yeah, let me have a few too.
Yeah, that works. So I guess we could go in. So I'm gonna start with what's the first thing I want to bring up. Let me see. I've been writing my shit down too, trying to get it right. Because I got a few people been telling me this is my niche. You know, people's tuning in and listening. And
All
shit,
these
so.
people said, "Nati, you gonna do it again? You and Seth's gonna do that talk again?" I said,
mean-
"Yeah, we're gonna do it again." And here we are, people. On the ready?
All right. So let's start here. What do you guys think about Trump? He's gonna take office soon. I was listening to this thing.
No
There's this
comment.
prophet named Baba Vega, something like that.
Who?
Baba Vega, and she said that in her prophecies, Obama, and she died in like 95, but she prophesied Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the exact same year?
yeah, and she said the last American president, the last actual acting president, will be African American, and everything after that will be shit, and he will bring down the country.
I could fucking tell you that
That's what she
shit.
said.
I could have
That's what
told
she
you
said.
that because now that a president has been black, they're gonna make it look like anybody can fucking do it.
Well,
Like anybody. It was a saying, but now they're gonna make this shit real. Like, okay, we let a black guy do it. Okay, we're gonna let a lady run for it. Now we're gonna let, I want to say an asshole, but I don't know you, Trump, all deeply. But I just know what they show about you, and they showing you an asshole. I'm sorry, but
well, I'll say this.
That's what they doing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know you personally, and take back no chat, but you seem like an asshole.
I don't think
Yeah,
Trump
I mean-
is an asshole. You know what I think? I personally think that Trump is just not a member of the power structure currently in play. That's what I think. So since the current power structure has all the control of all of those kind of things, they tarnish him in a certain way. They make him an outsider, which he
because
is.
he's not a politician.
And because all of us are so indoctrinated to the bullshit of their politics, we're not seeing that trick in the trick. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
my
I can see that
personal
too.
opinion.
I
I
can see
think
that too.
he
Somebody
just
give me
simply-
that angle. So
That's what
yeah,
I think. He's
I
one of them.
understand that.
He's one of them. But he's an outside one of them. It's like, it's the way how, for Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Spanish speaking people, you all break yourself down into a lot of different groups just like black people do.
Mhm.
I've worked with African people, Haitian people, Trini people, Jamaican people, and all of them have this thing. They say, oh, Trini people, you can't make Trini people. Oh, black people, you can't make black. Oh, Jamaican people, you know when Jamaican people. Every race of people break themselves down into smaller, more diverse races.
We're all
You see what I'm
one.
saying? So I think that he's part of their structure, but he's just one of the broke down outside pieces. He's a cousin that they don't like or
and
something
the thing
like
about
that.
him is being as though he's not a politician, he don't have to be a pile of bitch. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to beg them for fucking pay for this or cover this or
But this is
or
my
go to them fucking extravaganza just to beg for money. He
But
got
this
his
is
own
my
fucking
problem
money
in
to
that.
do
This
what
is
he
my
want for the
problem in that.
country.
Is he not a politician?
He's one now because he's a president. He turned into one.
Well, a politician, is it really a set definition for a politician, or do we just consider a politician when he deals with certain politics?
Well,
Don't forget, don't let the word fuck you up.
That may say, because I can look at politics as you know, as them campaigning and all that. That's part of being a politician.
Yeah, but Donald Trump has always done that. For him, the advertising they do, the election time thing, is promoting Trump Towers or Trump products or Trump anything.
But that's for the business. That's not for the
America is a business.
But that's for him business. That's not for the country business.
Exactly, and that's why I consider that maybe to them he's an outside. He wasn't part of their business structure, but it is a business. They sell us out at any turn.
I guess.
I mean, they sell us out so much you could even wonder if the government even wants their own people alive.
Yeah, that is true.
There's
but they don't want them
stuff.
alive when they don't play by the rules.
No, dog. What are you talking about? Rules. The people, our governments allow us to be poisoned, robbed, murdered, raped. All right, I'm gonna take it on the very.
And their rule is shut the fuck up and let us do what the fuck we doing. And when you run your mouth, that's when them come for you.
I'm gonna take it on a very, very light, simple. It might even seem indirect thing, but consider this: peanut butter is an American product. Other countries won't buy peanut butter because of the amount of feces connected with peanut butter.
A lie.
Feces. Look it up. Google it and see if I'm bullshitting. You're sitting right in front of the computer. Google it.
Please do. Well,
it's the animal feces and bug parts. The other countries don't like the numbers that the U.S. says is cool. And some countries don't believe in peanut butter because peanuts aren't a natural thing.
What's the ingredients of peanut butter?
Look it up.
Alexia, whatever her name.
Alexa, what's the ingredients to peanut butter?
Shout out to Amazon.
I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
Yes, you can.
Oh, Alexa sucks ass.
How do you know the ingredients to peanut butter, Alexa?
What are the ingredients of peanut butter?
Yeah, ask Google.
Yeah, Google will know.
Here's some information about peanut butter.
Oh.
In our chat, so it show up there.
Is it that, or you gotta ask her the right way? Because sometimes you ask her and she answer you right out.
I can tell you the ingredients. Peanut butter.
Tell me the ingredients to peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
It's not gonna say it out loud.
Oh no. No, I didn't say it out loud.
You gotta read it.
Ingredients.
You know, see somebody out there say peanut butter.
Oh, this is homemade peanut butter though.
How about Jif?
That's just a label.
Okay, Google. What's the ingredients to Jif peanut butter?
According to Consumerist, roasted peanuts and sugar contains 2% or less of molasses, fully hydrogenated vegetable oils, mono and diglycerides, salt.
Why you not say feces?
No, man.
That's what molasses, a code word for feces.
How would I ask that question?
Don't know.
Okay, Google.
Is it shit and peanut butter?
What's the amount of bug?
Shit and peanut butter.
Look alike,
Hold up.
so maybe it is.
But what kind of feces? What feces?
Oh, here we go right here. Look, I didn't even finish. I was saying
old feces.
Listen. I was saying to Google, I said, okay, Google. And then I said, what's the amount of bug? Then you started laughing, and I didn't get to finish. It finished the search for me, and listen what came up. Insect parts of mouse poop. Gross things you find in your food. Live science. This is from June 8th, 2015. Nobody wants to find out insect parts, rats' hairs, mouse poop. I'm trying to tell y'all, maggots in their food. But the food and listen. This is the thing you gotta look at, man. And people don't know this thing. But I went there. I went through all of that just to show you, though, that there are some stuff that the FDA, the government, they allow in our country because their people can make money off of it. They don't care. You dig me? They don't care because to them we're just numbers they can make money on. They really don't care. But there's other countries in the world. There's other countries in the world where they won't allow certain bullshit to their people because they realize they need people to govern.
See what them do to we? Them have mouse doodle and a blood clot peanut butter.
Yo, man, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
I laugh, but a serious thing, people.
Do you know how dangerous?
Yo.
Do you know how dangerous fluoride is?
That me say. And them tell you if they use a pea size. And people fill up them whole toothbrush with it. And then you cry about you have a mouth problem and this
But
and
no,
that.
you're missing the whole fucking point.
It shouldn't even have it in it.
It shouldn't even be fucking in there.
But it's something you need if you clean out your mouth. You clean off your teeth.
I don't know. I don't want to say too much like I'm hating on them. So let's ask their systems. Alexa.
This is mad, people.
Alexa,
What?
what's the medicinal use of fluoride?
I don't know. But you can take a look at the Bing search link I added in the Alexa app.
Yo, what is up with Alexa?
I got to connect her all the way. I understand I didn't connect her all the way yet. I just didn't connect her yet. I don't like Bing. So I'm trying to hold out and see if there's a Google connection. I don't like Bing search engine. Because Bing search engine only show you certain shit. They pick your shit for you. I never liked Bing since it came out. But Google Chrome and the regular Google is cool. They give you most of the search results. Yeah. What was the question I just asked again? I've been smoking too much of this shit. What did I just ask Alexa?
What's that about the fucking mouse doo-doo and the peanut butter?
No, what did I just ask Alexa?
A ratty thing, man. We can't deal with it.
You remember what I just asked Alexa?
I love my Reese cup then. I love my blood clot peanut butter and toast. You see me, people? We can't do it no more. Because now I eat mouse doo-doo. No, sir!
Nah, you peeking, man. Come on.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, Google. What's the medicinal purpose of fluoride?
Here is some information for what are the uses of fluoride. According to WebMD.com, fluoride is a form of the chemical element fluorine. It is used as medicine. Fluoride is added to public drinking water to prevent tooth decay. Children who do not drink fluorinated public water because their homes use water from a private well often take fluoride tablets to prevent tooth decay.
And I'm telling you, they use a pea size.
Okay, Google. Does fluoride prevent tooth decay?
According to Mercola, demineralization is countered by the deposit of minerals from your saliva or remineralization, which is a slow process. Enthusiasts report that fluoride prevents dental caries by enhancing mineralization. However, dental caries are not caused by a lack of fluoride, just as depression is not caused by a lack of Prozac.
Do you hear? What kind of fucking answer was that?
No, man.
Wait, I'm keeping it 100.
Yo.
What kind of fucking answer was that?
Yo.
Did we not just ask the same question in two different ways? Is not what I just did?
Yo.
Did y'all not just hear that? That really happened, right? I got that recorded, right? That happened, right?
I heard the same thing.
That's some crazy shit.
Wow.
Everything they just said made no sense. They just told us two counteracting things in the same breath, on the same voice. That is what we heard just now, right?
So basically, they're trying to throw you off.
So when you say conspiracy and stuff, are people really hearing things? Are people really making things up? We just sat here and listened to that. I didn't plan that.
Right.
Wow.
Mad thing.
Wow. And that came from asking how you feel about Trump. You say you ain't had nothing to say about Trump, man?
Oh, I say what I had to say. He
I don't
just,
even want to comment.
you know.
I just know he's a businessman, but he is an asshole.
You think he's an asshole?
Yeah, most good ass businessmen are assholes.
Okay, I can agree with that.
But that doesn't mean I don't like him. Because some assholes are good people.
They are.
Listen,
Just take it.
so far, if it's a trick, they got me sold. I like him not wanting to stay at the White House. I like
That's
him.
insane?
Yes, I like him not wanting to fly in
Why not?
Air Force
Why you
One.
don't want to stay in the White
I
House?
like him because he doesn't have to. He simply just doesn't have to. But not only that, just consider this. If there is a setup to try to assassinate him like they did Kennedy, they have to come into his house literally, is what he's telling them. Y'all want to kill me? Niggas come get me. And I so like that. Consider it. He's taking away every angle they would usually use on him. He took it away from him by being rich.
Damn it, say so he don't have to cry to them when he needs something done.
He had his own airplane. He don't have to fly Air Force One. He had his own airplane. He doesn't have to live in the White House. He can create his own spot like the White House. It's not wrong or impossible for a president to do that. He can create a second, like, respected property or something. You dig me?
That's crazy.
He could do something like that. Those are all things that attracts me to the idea of him. Him not knowing the politics really don't bother me that much. It really doesn't bother me that much at all. Because the ones that do know the politics, they fuck around with it anyway.
True.
They change it up. And sometimes some of them come in and they do some drastic changes to make sure all the money funnels to them and their friends. So him not knowing the politics is really not any different from the assholes that handle the politics that know it and set the laws anyway. I'm sorry. The worst he could do is change it into some laws that's just going to be dumb in his benefit, not in their benefit. I mean, personally, I think when you come to politics, I don't think any person in a political position should be allowed to serve more than 4 years.
Think so?
8 years, the maximum 2 terms. I could agree with that. I think no person in politics should be allowed to serve more than 4 years on any level of politics that they're on. And I think that no person should have more than 2 generations running at a single time of any family. Not even 2 generations, 2 member. Not even 2 generations, but 2 members of any family at all should be able to be political figures at the same time. That's my opinion on it. Then try all this shit the way that they have it set up, all these rules. It will quickly change again because all those power structures that we have set up now breaks down. Little does a lot of American people know that the people that run this planet are all family members to each other.
Don't know.
They're all some distant family, and when they aren't, they put it on paper to make us think that they even are. So okay,
Because-
motherfuckers, you're all the same families then.
Yeah, because
So if you're all the
you know
same
history-
families, it's all the same people since however long they've been writing down that they've been ruling the rest of us.
They would call it bloodline.
Okay. So since they want to be so much family, they're all the same people. They're all the same people.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that means 1 or 2 families has been running the planet for how long now? And that's the truth to it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So if you really wanted it to be fair and equal, you should set up laws like that. Yes, and because of the interest in the country, it's not against anybody, but no more than 2 family members from any family line that's separated by 4 or 5 generation bloodline can be in any political office, any political office anywhere.
Yeah.
First off, that's going to knock down the amount of people in office. Then it's going to tighten up those spots and have new and fresh ideas and concepts and changes coming more regular. We're going to create laws that we all agree to continue on no matter how many presidents come, because it's going to be in the interest of the person that's only serving 4 to 8 years and the people that he's serving under. We're going to have people take on that job that's actually more interested in it, or they even have to work harder and be craftier on making their money, which should still benefit the people. It should still benefit the people, opposed to somebody that, you see, when Trump gets in the White House now, we have endless generations of Trump left to see. Just because their last name isn't Trump doesn't mean they're not Trump.
We got you.
You know who's a Kennedy? Schwarzenegger's a Kennedy.
Get out of there.
Who's he married to? Bobby Kennedy's daughter.
Yeah.
If I remember right, it's one of the Kennedy's daughters.
we know
Bobby
it's some
Kennedy's daughter, right?
relation, but I didn't know it was a daughter.
Right, he either is or was married to her with kids. He's a fucking Kennedy. But he's a powerhouse name himself.
Yeah, he is.
So he switched the name, but you could really consider him under the same umbrella. You think if he leans to the family for a favor that benefit them, they're not going to go, oh, fuck this Austrian nigga, but he is still family. He's one of us.
Yeah, you got kids with them, you family.
That's how it goes, dog. If they learned anything from the mob, I think they learned familia from the mob. How to play more family shit. We only kill our own. And that's what happens, man. When you get up there, you get into a certain level. It's bloodline and name connections then, dog. It's like that on the street level. The strongest connections you tend to get is the motherfuckers related to each other.
Mm-hmm.
If a motherfucker's really on, he's not sending you to his man. He's usually sending you to his brother or his cousin.
Cousin, yeah.
If a nigga's really on, he usually send you to somebody like that if he's gonna put you on or he introduced you to somebody like that. Dig me? The real people that make money in the streets, when you see they get busted, it be a whole family of niggas. It be 2 brothers, a sister, some aunts, the grandmother, the dog. It'd be the whole fucking family be tied in somehow. Everybody had a position to play.
The dog bringing this shit in.
We're rap.
That's pretty interesting. I haven't really been following this shit too much.
You should, man. Because they're going to fuck us all soon. They're already fucking us all, but I think they're going to have some bigger, more serious shit going on some World War III type shit. But I think that the people could stop it if we peep what's going on, though. But we got to be willing to stop it. Because we're forgetting, you see, soldiers are people. They just have to remember that they're the people. They're the people designated to defend us against them. But I think soldiers and police officers and people like that, they often forget that. Police officers, in fact, you know the history of police officers. They were only created to secure the rich. That's their written history. They were created as officers to secure the property of rich people. It's true. So they were never really meant to serve us, but they're still regular people like us, being paid to defend the rich people against regular people like us. And they know how to defend against us because they are us. But the minute those cops and soldiers start remembering that they're us, oh, the rich people's fucked up. And I think personally the only way we could do that, we got to destroy money. I'm an anarchist. I say down with the system. We don't need the system to live and be right.
But from you not have money, what you gonna do?
What do you mean?
How you gonna with trade? What?
Of course. What can you do real well?
Can I do real well?
Yeah, name anything at all that you could do real well.
I like
Oh, you mean trade your craft for the next craft?
Fucking right. What can you do real well?
I like to help people. I'm good at helping motherfuckers.
All right.
I'm always good at helping people out.
There's not anything you could think of that you could ask me to do that I could do real well, that I couldn't convince you to come and give me a day's labor for my girl doing laundry, for my brother building a house, for my own self editing or filming for the day. You could trade me something for that. So we don't need money. We don't need money.
You mean like we need it to live?
No, we don't. We need it in this world that's been created this way to
Yeah,
live.
that's what I mean.
You know what money is? The Bible says not to hold any idols. Is that the phrase?
False idols, I thought.
Right, not to keep any false idols. Or,
But that's a whole nother thing because I ain't into the Bible. So.
hold on, hear my point first. I'm just using religion to prove this point. The Bible says not to keep any false idols or items or something. I might be saying it wrong, but something along that line.
Yeah, I get where you're going with it, though.
That's what money is. Money is a totem. Money has focused every human being on the planet into giving a single person all their personal power.
Yeah.
That's what money has done.
I know
Wow,
people
you got a
money-
point
Money
there.
got them in their back pocket. They'll cry over money. And I always tell them, don't cry over money. Money don't cry over you, bro.
Exactly.
They don't
That's
love
true.
you back,
The people that created money is only valuable to us because we allow it to put value on it.
Right.
Why you think the government constantly trying to come up with people that realize their true rights and call themselves the free man of the natural earth that live out in the wilderness? Why you think they always trying to lock them up and get rid of them? Because they know if enough
They don't
people
subscribe to the bullshit.
they don't subscribe to the bullshit. If enough people start paying attention to these people living out in the wilderness by themselves off the land and they still cool, if enough people start feeding into that, you have a collapse
It's
of
gonna crumble.
families that's been living this way and running countries in the world for how many thousands of years?
The whole system, the whole thing gonna fall. Just
Literally.
Crumble.
You're asking these people that have been rich for thousands of years to become normal like us. You think they see themselves
and
like
they
us?
fear that to us.
They don't see themselves like us, yo. That's one thing I notice. People never keep in mind when they talk politics. You hear people say, "Oh, this person will do best for the country. Oh, that person will do best for the country." Y'all people forget in the first place, they don't see themselves like us. They
Not
don't
at
see
all.
themselves as us. They don't. And in order for anybody to hold any true power, once they start getting anywhere, if you ever rise from any level anywhere close to us, you have to conform once you get there or they'll kill you. Because you're not one of them. They don't see the world the way we do.
Right.
You think they teach their kids things about value and money the way that we do?
That's some evil ass shit.
Is it evil?
Yes.
Is it evil? Think about it.
That's evil.
Is it evil?
It's like
If you
if you don't think like me and act like how you want me to act, I'm gonna get rid of you. That's some
Yeah, and that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. But
I know
apparently,
I know people in the street that's like that.
yeah.
So on a higher level, as part of the government, that's even worse, bro.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean,
and it's religions that think that way too.
well, you know what though?
Control freaks.
They
Let me
just
tell you
off
something. That's the levers of power. Having all access to things as human beings in the state that we are right now, having full access to things corrupts the human soul. I personally think none of us are really meant to be rich. We're not meant to have more than the other. It does something to the human being. It does. No human being, we're all meant to be on the same level. As what I mean is like, we're all meant to live in the same areas, eat the same foods, travel the same ways. No matter what your skill is, you have the same, really, truly the same opportunity to create or destroy as any other man.
So you're saying the value of the person.
Yeah, we've allowed the totem of money to give a small group of people more power than they should have on a spiritual level, that allows them now to convince us that things are devalued in a way that they really are not. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm an anarchist. You see, when you say certain words, the system, all right, people create these words to explain themselves because everything in the English, kind of in the English language, needs a label, right? So when you say anarchist, people don't really know what it is. I say to anyone, look up the word anarchist
Yeah,
first.
because people who don't know, when you say that word, they're like, "What the?
Alexa,
He deals with the devil. That's what it sounds
the meaning
like."
of the word anarchist?
The term anarchist means an advocate of anarchism.
Alexa, when is anarchism?
See, now I know what to. I know how
I
you
can't
play.
find
I
the
play
answer
same
to the
way. I
question.
Is it?
just broke it.
Alexa,
Respect.
what is anarchism?
Anarchism, political theory based on libertarian socialist ideas.
Well, I missed that because me and my brother.
Alexa, what is an anarchist?
Artist is a person engaged in one or more of any of a broad spectrum of activities related to creating art, practicing the arts, or demonstrating an art.
Alexa, what is the definition of anarchy?
The term anarchy means a state of lawlessness and disorder, usually resulting from a failure of government.
Okay,
Right.
I did that one.
Now listen to the words carefully though. Lawlessness and disorder. Lawlessness and disorder. Lawlessness by whose standards? Disorder by whose decree? You see the trick in the word? So when lesser thinking people hear these words, they're not thinking really what they're saying here. It's lawlessness by the standards of the system that just broke down.
The system that set the law for that bullshit.
It's disorder behind the system that just broke down.
Right.
But there are some people that absolutely believe and understand that we have to believe in people as human beings. For some reason, people today are under the impression that if there's no laws, if there's no police, if there's no government, we just run around and kill each other and rob each other.
That's not true, man.
Why do people think that?
Yeah.
That's fucking retarded.
We police ourselves, man.
We would police ourselves.
Straight.
First off, we would form pockets of communities. Because you want to know some people so you can trade and buy and move around. You're going to want to know your neighbor after a while.
Right.
So if your neighbor came and killed your son, guess what? The rest of the community didn't care that he killed your son. They realized this nigga's a killer. He got to go.
Yeah, because he might come kill mine next.
So quickly the community would oust the killers and the robbers and the thieves. Only on TV you see communities where just whole. There may be areas where all these people can go to, but there wouldn't be a band of killers like in the Badlands, like in Mad Max and all of that. That's bullshit. People wouldn't really do that. People wouldn't really do that.
It's actually happening with the Indians in their reservations. They police their own stuff.
Exactly. There's a natural way of living that people would just naturally adapt to. The people that rob and steal, they would naturally die out in a short period of time.
That's why they fucking harass the Indians so much. But I see a post on Facebook where you can't even share it upon the regular one. You have to see it upon message. Whereas they down there chilling on their own reservation, but you got helicopters flying over, and it's a no-fly zone, and they dropping shit on them. Same way they do the hood. But see, the only thing with that is fucked up because they have their own regulation and set law too.
Yeah, but it becomes...
And the government overstepped them boundaries when they already agreed to that system.
But this is the thing. The people that create and follow the religion of money, that have convinced everyone else to buy into and follow the religion of money, has convinced the world to fall back and watch what happens. So we don't defend the naturalists. And out of everything else, out of the gay rights, out of the black rights, out of the sex rights, we need to really defend the natural living man's rights first. Because before you're anything else, you're a natural human being. And when they attack little tribes and groups like that and eradicate them, what you're seeing is them destroying your natural right because you don't know it. People don't even think about these things on these levels, but that's what that is.
Right. Like you don't have to live so in a house and a car and all them things.
Right.
You can go live.
Listen, this is something else I recently read this morning people don't consider. The United States is a Christian nation. So therefore, when they invade a Muslim nation, it's a Christian nation invading a Muslim nation. It's not America against Iraq or Sudan.
Yeah.
It's a Christian state imposing their Christian views on a Muslim system.
Right.
Although to the people that control the wealth, none of that matters. But that's the height of the game, the mental game they play on us.
Right.
And I personally think that if we focused on defending the natural man first, we would quickly realize all of those games. Because if we defend the natural man doesn't fall under any religion, under any race, and he gets to roam the earth to go wherever he wants to. That's the natural law. So if we defended that and didn't allow soldiers to grab a motherfucker just because he's walking through somewhere and ain't got ID, but he claims a natural man, and you can naturally see that he's got everything he owns on his back. Just because we don't defend those people, we don't see certain things on this planet. We like the plastic things and the glass things. We've all been tricked into this money idea.
That's true.
I'm telling you, money is the ultimate totem. It's so powerful a totem that they use that totem to pay other people to trick us and make us believe that TV is the ultimate totem. TV isn't the ultimate totem. You know what TV is? TV is the ultimate way for us to communicate the best thoughts with each other if we utilize it right. But we don't utilize it right, still under the gaze of the dollars.
Yeah, everybody want to say I'm winning these days. I'm winning.
TV and radio. Consider the concept of TV and radio. TV and radio is the greatest communication device ever given to man. Ever. No one should ever tell us it was something created against us. It was something created for us to use. But we don't empower ourselves and utilize it in the best ways possible. The human nature is not to fight for anything until we're on the cusp of destruction. We don't fight for anything until we're an inch off of getting fucked up. That's when all our great scholars step up and say, oh, we've been noticed this, but no one was listening. It's real
But
talk.
that's true. That's true though.
Real talk. But these are my point of view. So when I look out at the world, I see the world differently. And this comes from reading all kinds of religions and all kinds of shit. And then I started to formulate my own idea as a thinking person. And I noticed that people used to always talk about how TV is bad for you, and TV. No, TV isn't. TV was the greatest form of communication man could have ever created, because the visual is for anyone. If you can't hear, you can fucking see. You
But
got
guess
that
what?
info.
But guess what? Them tricks.
I know, right? But they only trick us with the program, Naughty, in my opinion, only because it's the people with the money that tricked us in the belief of the money that control the technologies. So because of that, they get to control what they put into their technology.
Yeah, so that's why some people say it's an idiot box or it's bad for you.
Nah, but
these days you have enough programming, you can pick and choose what you want to watch.
Right, but not only that, that is where they trick us again. Look how they use the idea of things being old and out of date, obsolete, to trick us.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, man.
Truth be told.
Oh, not all, you can't say that about everything, but
Right.
some things, yes, you want to upgrade and make it better, but some things you gotta leave it alone, man.
Some things you got to really consider what an upgrade is. For example, when they talk about HD and Super HD and 4K TV,
I don't get it. Why?
do you realize that the eye can only see a certain amount anyway?
That me say.
Seriously. Naturally,
They all
your
look
eye
the
can only
same to
see,
me.
even when they change up certain shit, you would need a machine to even actually see any changes after a certain point. Seriously. Once they invented 1080, that was pretty much it for your eye.
But
That
then
4K stuff, it looks nice and clean and all, don't get me wrong. But the 4K is really nicer 1080 for your eye, really. It's not really much of a difference for your eye. 4K shows like, alright, I'll give you an example. Alright, for a 32-inch screen TV like this in 4K, the size of it, this 32-inch in 4K is going to show an excellent sharp picture because of the amount of feet I am away from the screen. But any closer or any further, you couldn't tell the difference between a 4K and a 1080. Google it and see if I'm lying.
I can't see the difference in none of them. They all look the same to me. So.
That's the truth in TV technology that no one would tell you. So we're still paying hundreds to thousands of dollars for a technology that really can't even grow anymore. If you're a thinking person, you realize this technology, this is it for the TV. As far as visual, this is it.
It should be.
The only thing they can sell you now is how they deliver that 4K or that 1080 for real, that 1080p image is all the thing they can give you now. In other words, what I'm saying is they got to give you like hologram images, 3D hologram, remove the actual frame itself. That's the only thing they can really change right now. But what your eye can see, there's not much more improving that they can do.
Yeah.
Really and truly, Naughty. There's not much more in the color spectrum they can give you. So we're seeing the very pinnacle of TV already. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
A cell phone can be flexible. Why are we still paying for broken glass? Consider that. Why are we still paying for broken glass?
I don't know. That's why I keep my Android, because iPhone, you drop it and it's done.
It's retarded, dog. I mean, but you know what, though? I've been drinking too much of this motherfucking Henny. Naughty, thanks for coming over and bringing us Henny here, dog. We drinking too much.
You went deep into that.
Yeah, did I?
We probably got one topic for the show.
Did we do one topic?
Yeah, well, it was like one topic, but 50 angles.
Shit.
Like 80 angles.
All right, well, this is Seth's video going in. You caught me on the night that I went in, and sometime it'll be like that. All right, well, on that note, let's just... Damn, I drank too much of this shit. On that note, let's kill out this show. You want to kill out this show? Let's kill out this show, and we can do another one.
I guess. Okay, cool.
Kill it.